Excellence, here, President, the President of Town Council of Akureyri, Your Excellence, Ambassador Soto, dear friend, Sultan, dear friends, Stephen, and distinguished guests and dear friends. Thanks a lot for the kind invitation of Akureyri. So it was your kind of invitation by the Chinese National and Arctic Research Expedition and our research vessel Xuelong. Lucky journey and historic journey to Iceland, to Akureyri. As my knowledge, Akureyri, although in terms of population, is a small community, but Akureyri is the center of Arctic research, Arctic cooperation, and Arctic culture. And in fact, although China is a big country in terms of population, general population, but so far we have just dispatched about 4,000 men times into the bipolar regions. So really we have very limited limited number of people have into the polar regions. So so far, Iceland has achieved. Iceland is an Arctic country, and you have achieved profound knowledge, experience, expertise, know-how, and the wisdom to live and make innovation in polar regions. So this is we also, as Professor Ma, the chief scientist of our expedition. So this journey for us is also a mission in journey for Iceland. So we are here looking forward to cooperation and friendship with you, with the Arctic community in Cape. So I would like, on behalf of Professor Mark Yi, the chief scientist of this expedition, to give an overview on Chinese polar research. So first, I went on this slide. Because that's a general introduction, so I borrowed some minutes from my friend Sosen, so I don't maybe it will take about 20 or 25 minutes. So first I want to do, although China is located outside of the Arctic and Antarctic regions, but so far a great number of green has been identified. In fact, the China's climate is greatly influenced by the polar extremes. For example, I think most people of us have known that in 2007, in September, the Arctic sea ice has had a greatest retreat, and in the next spring, China has encountered a historic snow disaster. So in the southern China, which are fully unprepared for such cold season. So it makes even our family very worried about. And the melting of the Antarctic and the Arctic sea shelf will make sea level rise. So if all of those Antarctic and Arctic sea ice melt, the coastline from China would retreat 400 kilometers inland. So the most populated and prosperous areas such as Guangzhou, Shanghai, and Tianjin, etc., would be totally under siege. And also, the Arctic climate change also has some economic consequences. The opening of the Arctic Passage will greatly shorten the distance for China to North America and Europe. Which will have great indication for international trade and the social development of China. So, now, because China is located outside of the polar regions, so we need some special instrument. The Chinese National Arctic or Antarctic Research Expedition is such an instrument for us to understand, to do research and get understanding on polar region. So the Chinese Arctic or the Chinese National Arctic or Antarctic Research Expedition is participated by research institutes and the university nationwide, and it is which the CHINARE is supported. Its logistics is provided by the Polar Research Institute of China, which is located in Shanghai. And also PRIC have a network for the polar research in China. And the Chinese Arctic and Antarctic administration will listen and representing. She will be the next moderator, who is responsible for the organization of CHINARE in China. And the state oceanic administration administers the polar affairs with an advisory committee participated by 13 ministries, including in ambassador's ministry, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And so far, with the Chinese CHINARE, we have one research vessel, that's the Xuelong, and here now is in Akureyri. And soon we are going to have the second one. The Xuelong, this afternoon, all of you are invited to have a visit on board. So it's originally made in Ukraine. In 1993, it has a displacement of 2,000. I didn't mention. It's 21,000 tons, and with ice breaking capability of 1.1 meter with 20-second snow. And the Xuelong has been renovated in China in 2000. The recent renovation was made in 2007. We have enlarged its research laboratories and the sampling in facilities, and with internet and the navigation, modern navigation systems. And that's one instrument for CHINARE. The other, in the Arctic region, so far, with Xuelong we have done research mainly in the Barents Sea and the Pacific Arctic Ocean, in the Chukchi Sea, icebreaker, and Canada Basin around here. And thanks for the President and the government of Iceland's invitation to visit Iceland. So this year we, for the first time, crossed the Northeast Passage and came into the Atlantic sector of the Arctic. So we have done research, investigation on our way in Norwegian Sea and the Greenland Sea, and also some around Iceland. And on our way back, we are going to pass through the central route to Barents Sea, and we plan to have research in the central Arctic region. And so far, we have established a station. Let's move that. It's on Svalbard. So with research vessel Xuelong, we did research investigation mainly on. So we have carried out onboard sampling with kind of comprehensive research, and also we have set up ice camp to do sampling on the sea ice to measure the energy budget, snow and ice physics, and zooplankton and particle. And also we have deployed bottom mooring to measure the vortex flux and the currents, temperature, and salinity. And we also have deployed AUV and OV measurement in the Arctic oceans. So far, now this is the 5th Chinese National Arctic Research Expedition. So before that, we have organized 4 times of research expedition into the Arctic region. The first one was in 1993. The second one is 2003 and 8, 10. So from the stations, we have carried the investigating stations. You can see also the sea ice is rapidly changed. It happened in the Arctic Ocean. So, as I mentioned, the cruise of CHINARE with Xuelong, we came from Qingdao, that's Professor Ma's institute, located and passed through the Bering Strait, and with the navigation of the Russian icebreaker, we passed through the Northeast Passage, and on our way back we are going to pass through the central route. And for this expedition, we have scientific staff of 60, including 4 international scientists and interviewed agents from Iceland. We have 2 from Iceland. So that's a breakdown of the 60 scientific staff. The research area of this expedition, including the North Pacific, so the Barents Sea, we have 38 stations. And in Pacific Arctic, we have 24 stations, and Atlantic we have 20 stations. And in Icelandic Pole we have carried out 2 stations. And on our way back we are going to do another. And for the Central Arctic, it's because it depends on the ice condition whether we can go and how far we can go. Now I want to mention except for the research vessel, research stations is fundamentally important for all Chinese Arctic and Antarctic research. So far, in the Arctic, we have established 1 station, which is located at near Iceland on Svalbard. So we have lent a building from the Kings Bay Company, and the Inner Station is doing aurora and ionosphere, marine biology, glaciology, geology, and geodesy, etc. It can host 18, the maximum can accommodate 18 scientists to carry out scientific research. And I think we have a large Antarctic research program. So far, we have established 3 research stations on the Antarctic continent. The first one is the Great Wall Station. It has been expanded. It can accommodate 25% for wintering and 40 for summer operations. And we have the second station, that's the Tunshan station. It has the capacity to accommodate 30% to do wintering research and 60 for the summer operations. And the last one is the Huigen station. Which is located on the top of the Antarctic ice sheet. It can accommodate 20, maximum 20 for summer operation. So now I want to, besides of the research vessel and the research stations, we do have a domestic base in China, and of course, the international cooperation is fundamentally important for us. So in Shanghai, we have the Coral Research Institute of China, that's my institute. And in the bank of the Yangtze River, it's located at the mouth of the Yangtze River. We have a domestic base. It's about 6 times at the research institute itself. So here we are going to have Arctic Research, Arctic Environment Monitoring Center, and also we are going to have Innovation and Cultural Promotion Center. So this campus is located in downtown of Shanghai, and in the domestic base we have a pier. It can host 2 icebreakers, and here we have a research and operation building. That's main. And then we have a low temperature science and technology labs. It's about more than 7,700 square meters. So that's one facility is going to be constructed there. And we have research laboratories here. Then we are going to have a museum and also an international conference center. And here are the living quarters for expeditioners. As I mentioned, the expeditioners they gather from all the parts of China. And that's a National Assembly of China. So last year, so we have about 300 300 scientists and students. So the community, we account maybe in around 500. So the community in terms of population, so it's much less than Akureyri. And in the domestic base, we also are running a national Antarctic data and sampling center. So all those data collected is archived and managed at the Polar Research Institute of China, and it's open internationally for research. And to carry out polar research in a non-polar country, the international cooperation is fundamentally important. So far, China has been an observer to the Arctic Council, and we have participated almost all of non-governmental cooperation. So that's the cooperation and the organization in the Arctic. So we are the member of IS, member of fellow, ISMA, FOPS. That's a regional cooperation in the Asian region, and we are the Pacific Arctic group. And we also developed a program level cooperation. For example, the IPY China program was in cooperation with the European in Project Democracy. And we have developed bilateral cooperation with most of the main in Arctic and Antarctic research countries. So now I want to mention some of our research highlights. So far we have established an astronomical observatory at the top of the domain, which is really, I think we have carried out 3 years of observation there. So which have found that domain will be the best site on the Earth for astronomical observatory. And we have conducted the Aurora research, which mainly both on the Zhongshan and Antarctic Zhongshan station and the Yellow River station. And so I want to mention that Aurora is a very popular phenomenon in Iceland, but in terms of specifics, the source of Aurora comes from the bayside region of the Earth's magnetosphere. So we are also looking forward to establish join the observatory with Iceland to start the observation of what we call night side Aurora in Iceland. So far, we have collected more than 10,000 meteorites from the Antarctic. So, which is invaluable material to study the astrochemistry. Sorry about that. And also, we have carried out with we have carried out inland investigation. So we have learned that the domain is the origin of the Antarctic ice sheet. And also the study in the Arctic Ocean, we have got which is contrary to the current the Arctic Ocean basin will not become a large atmospheric carbon dioxide sink. Although even if the Atlantic and the Arctic Ocean become ice-free. And we have also conducted biodiversity in the Arctic. Studies the carbon biogeochemical cycle studies. We have studied the paleoceanography studies in the Pacific sector, which have indicated that the influence of the Atlantic in the Arctic Sea will be permanent at the continent slope. And persistent toxic substances have been sampled and analyzed. And we also have deployed the IMS balance on sea ice to measure the snow ice mass variance. So that's one example of this. So the chapter of the IBM rules. So we can see that with the drift from Central Arctic to Framstead from October 2010 and May 2011, the thickness increased from 1.5 meters to more than 2 meters. So that's the process we have measured. And on our way to Iceland, we have deployed a large buoy into the Norwegian Sea. So which is Norwegian Sea is the core region of the Arctic oscillation. The core region of the Arctic oscillation. And also, we have started the studies on Arctic passages, laws, economics, governance, geopolitics, and international cooperation in China and also internationally with cooperation with Canada, New Zealand, and we are now looking forward to a closer cooperation with Iceland. And also, although it's a very small community, so some literature and artworks on polar topics have been carried out. So we have pop songs, paintings, photographs, and recently we have developed the Polar Research Institute of China have been in cooperation with the Academy of Shanghai Silk. So we have to develop a drama and I do hope that the artist group also can come to here to exchange the cultural ideas. And at the last, I want to give some our future plan and perspective. So as I have mentioned, that icebreaker is fundamentally a fundamentally important instrument for polar research. So we are going to build a new icebreaker, which very recently we have signed a contract with Finland, the Arctic company, for this basic design, and it will be built in China, and that will be the first icebreaker built in China. So it's also a start of Chinese icebreaker building in manufacture for the shipping building in industry. And because we are operating 2 to 3 Antarctic stations, and so far, especially we have an inland station on the top of Dome, which is 1,300 kilometers away from our coast station. So we are going to have an airplane which can cover. So our translating, so we can cover the inland station. So the range, the separate way around the Swiss, the diameter, were more than 2,800 kilometers. So that we can, for the emergent operate, and also we were going to start the airborne observation and report session with Akureyri. And we do have a plan, maybe in scale of 10 years, to develop the inland station into a wintering station. So because the lowest temperature on the domain so far is -84 degrees. So the station is almost on the situation is almost very similar to on the moon base, on the moon surface. So that work we are going to make a lot of challenge, engineering and a lot challenge to have wintering stations. So there are lots of we like, especially for the architecture in the cold region. So you have more experience than us. And as I have mentioned, that so far we have conducted the dayside aurora, yellow part, and the night side landing particles were participating into the region like Iceland is located. So we are going to I think Professor Huigen is going to talk on that. And as I have mentioned, the domain is the best place on the Earth for astronomical observatory. So the astronomers have developed a roadmap for the domain observatory on domain. So in 2020, so in the phase 3, first 6 to 8 meter astronomer is going to be deployed. I want to mention that, so even the 2.5 telescope can be incomparable with, at that stage, the diameter of 6. So that will be the state of art observation on top of the lake. And we realize that the polar region, especially the Arctic region, in this social developments and the natural climate change is closely interconnected and coupled. So social research is especially important for Arctic research. So we have an idea to develop a China Nordic Arctic Research Center in Shanghai, so that to do research on the adaptation to climate change, economic and strategy. I think Tekiro is going to give a talk on that. So far, we in the Polar Research Institute of China, we have established a polar network of strategic research, and the Iceland department is running, and we are going to also looking forward to the relevant Nordic research partner. And from last year, we have launched a national program, which is concentrated on the polar environments monitoring. That's a long-term and systematic monitoring. So that in the polar regions, so then the cryosphere, ocean, bioenvironment, atmosphere, and geospace will be, and all those data will be internet or by satellite to send into the polar research institute of China. And it's because as the other challenge for non-Arctic or Antarctic countries, the public awareness of the challenges in polar regions. So we are going to establish a polaris climate change observatory in Shanghai, so people can have interaction with. So I'm very, very fond of this cultural center here. So we are going to. So that one will be in cooperation with Belgium So it's in total 3. One is in Brussels, the captain, and the third one will be in Shanghai. So here I want to give a short summary. So the rapid climate change and of the polar regions have imposed unprecedented influences on Chinese economy and social development. CHINARE has explored in Arctic and Antarctic science frontiers by close cooperation with international partners. And we are looking forward to the cooperation with Icelandic partner and also the Nordic and international cooperation in the Arctic and Antarctic technology innovation, scientific discoveries, and social development for the benefit and better life of humankind and for a harmony and sustainable planet. So thank you, that's mine.